We're going to be doing over 1 million damage to Mortarion. You might not have this exact composition, but I'll be giving lots of little secrets along the way to help you maximize your damage against the Death Guard Primarch. I'm just getting this channel started, so if you find this type of content helpful, it would mean a lot to me if you'd like the video and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Enough of that, let's get to the hitting. So with all boss fights, as much as we want to be reactive, we want to be playing a couple turns ahead. You can see that I started by putting the Spore Mine up here, and it's started to move down. Also, we've baited Mortarion into this channel where first he hit Eldryon and Aleph Null, but it hasn't done any damage to them, and we're going to be able to escape just fine. The other thing that we're planning ahead a bit with is we've put another Spore Mine down here. Now with Mortarion's changed AI, he's always going to go and attack a Psycher if he has the chance to. Since Eldryon is the only Psycher on the field for us right now, he's Mortarion's prime target. Now putting the Spore Mine here means that Mortarion won't sneak off into this corner and do a ranged attack on Eldryon. What he's going to do is he's going to move forward and he's going to do a regular melee attack on him. Now the rest of what's going on here is pretty standard AdMech stuff. We're putting out as many summons as possible, and Ro is getting a bunch of extra hits, and we see this kind of playing out in these turns. Now the Spore Mine that we talked about earlier has shifted its way down, and this is going to be key for baiting Mortarion's Lantern north. Now Mortarion will always target the most amount of units that he can hit with his Lantern, and in this case we want him to go north. Now at the moment we have the most right here, which we really don't want because we want Ro hanging out on the high ground, just slapping and chopping, and we don't want the Lantern to interrupt that. So again, we're planning ahead, and as much as we'd love to keep Tangita here on the high ground and just putting more Skitarii on the high ground, we're going to do a little move where we're going to shift him over, and this is going to ensure that the Lantern is coming up here because we have the most targets in this direction versus this direction or anywhere else. Another little sneaky note here we did is we put the Spore Mine down here. He's going to be doing his Lantern, and then the turn after that he's going to be looking to use either his Reaping Scythe or his Plague Wind. Now in this particular run he does the Reaping Scythe, and we want to give him as many targets down here as possible to hopefully bait it in that direction instead of leaving all of these valuable units as a good target. And we're not too afraid of chaining Eldryon in with that because we know that Eldryon at this particular level isn't going to die. So here we see just a bunch of this stuff play out. He's lanterned exactly where we expected him to. He's covered all these guys, which has left Ro unharmed. And our scarabs, this is a bit of RNG, but they've continued to spawn all over the map. And we have another spore here, so we're giving hopefully a tantalizing target for Mortarion instead of blasting up here and killing all of our guys up north. So there, just a key moment, we used Exeter Ro's active, the Cord Claw, which if you can see all the units on the map, we've got a bunch, which means that again Exeter Ro is going to get to the slapping and the chopping. And this is kind of the bread and butter of the AdMech, putting as many units out as possible and just letting Ro go to town. Unfortunate spawn up north there, but this Skitarii on the high ground took him out pretty quick. And we did see that Mortarion used his scythe and scythe these guys down here instead of up here, which, you know, left our row safe and our Aleph Null safe for now. Another little trick we're going to do here with Aleph Null that our guild leader Waffles came up with is to, instead of using Aleph Null's heal and then attacking on the final turn because he's a very obvious target, is to just attack Mortarion, and then on the next turn he's going to get blown up either by the Arc Contaminator passive because he's in melee range, or he'll just get attacked. And what that'll do is when Aleph Null blows up, he will explode, doing damage, which will actually also trigger another row attack. And we can see that here, he gets another off-turn hit. And so a lot of the mechanics around row play well into the mechanics of Gita as well as Actus. We're doing our best to keep Tangita in the middle of as many characters as possible. That way it's triggering as many extra hits every time he attacks because of his Doctrina imperatives, where we're in the Conqueror mode and he is re-triggering the summons over and over and over again, which is why our damage is through the roof. Okay, let's have a look at the composition a little bit.